Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here and welcome to another video. Today we've got a squad review, some Futchamps rewards, and a daily knockout tournament run for the Carlos Vela up for stakes here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Alright guys, so this is the new team that we are working with here. Now, this is how the team sets up before the game starts. So we set up with a 4-3-3, right? And then we switch to a 4-1-2-2 in-game. So the way that it's set up completely is, wow, I never realized I had all these teams here. These are concept squads. It's copy. Did I delete it? Hopefully I didn't delete it. That'd be amazing if I didn't. You know what I'll actually do? I'll just copy this one and I'll just be done with this. And then I will go to the team and I'll show you guys how we set up. So basically, we set up with the 4-1-2-2. So we're just going to switch to that right now. 4-1-2-2 bracket 2. We put Neymar as the cam, Griezmann as a left striker, Mbappe as the right striker, Martial left center mid, Conte right center mid, Laurent Blanc as the CDM. So the instructions that we set up for the team, for this daily knockout tournament, we put always overlap on the left backs and right backs because I wanted to have some fun and have those fullbacks over commits for me because it's just really fun attacking wise to have all that extra attacking space. On the cam, we told them to stay forward. The CDM, we told them to stay back while attacking. And for the strikers, very, very situational in the game. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do with the strikers. Most of the times, I wanted to start off with just balanced, but then I realized that sometimes I want my players to, get in behind so I can actually have players that are making those runs in behind from my defensive third and attacking them on the counter or whatever. It was nice to have that getting behind, but there was times where the getting behind was pushing them away from me. So sometimes, I try them being like a false 9 so that it's based more around the passing plays together and then opening up the space that way. So very hard to figure out exactly what I want with my team to do in terms of instructions, but we'll try to figure that out in the future with strikers. The custom tactics that I used are these ones right here. So freeform is actually really interesting to use for the left backs and right backs, and I'll explain it to you guys during the videos. I'm actually lowering the crossing a little bit because I don't want them to be in the box that often, so 32 should be okay for me. 66 pressure, 62 aggression, team with 44, passing 60, 60 shooting. With the freeform effect being put into position and the passing being 60 with the 60 shooting, they'll be making runs like crazy. The fullbacks will always make those runs. Build up play to 50 and 50 passing. I was experimenting with that because I've seen Boris's tactics and I wanted to see how that would work from my from my defensive third attacking forward. So those were the tactics and instructions that I used for this team. I'll let you guys know how the players felt in their positions. Today we are going to be playing for the Path to Glory Carlos Vela. I'm sorry that I didn't do it for the Lukaku card. I didn't really feel too motivated to play for that card, but the Carlos Vela one, we did end up playing it near the nighttime area, so I had a lot of fun playing towards the card because the gameplay was actually really good, right? So as you guys know, the thing with FIFA is that during the daytime, majority of the times it's pretty bad. During the nighttime, it's very fast, responsive, and fluid, right? So I was having a lot of fun using this new team. So with this new team, as you guys saw through the squad review or not squad review, but through the players that I showed you guys that I'm using and the instructions and tactics that I was using, we had a lot of different players in the team that in other reviews, I would say that I didn't really like them. I've come to the conclusion in FIFA that there's actually a lot of good players that I would actually like in general if the gameplay was consistently good. Because I was actually using players like Mbappe and Griezmann, and I was actually enjoying them. Although Griezmann doesn't have the physical, nor does he have the weak foot, he was a lot of fun to use, right? Very good player that's very clinical with his left foot because his composure and his finishing are quite high. And Mbappe just felt like a nice card to use. He just felt really good in the game, right? Reason being is because I think that when the gameplay is good and the gameplay is responsive and fast, players like Mbappe are actually very good in the game, right? They actually move really quickly left and right. Same thing with Griezmann. I had Neymar as the cam, so as a front three in a 4-1-2-2, Neymar as the cam has not great passing, but he has decent passing. So he has like 80-something short passing and 75 long passing. So his regular card in the passing department is really decent. And then Mbappe's finishing is okay. I put a sniper card on him, although I think if we're going to be trying it out in the weekend league, because this is like a fun squad that I made, we're going to be we might put a hunter card on him, depending, because the reason why I put the sniper on him is because I really don't like his agility and balance being that low, so I want his dribbling to be better, because his acceleration and his sprint speed is already quite nice, because again, 89 acceleration, 91 sprint speed is already very good. I just want the players to move quickly, because if he's running 80, that acceleration sprint speed is already pretty good to have. But I want him to be good in the shooting department, because I want the finishing to be as perfect as it possibly can, although the finishing in FIFA in general is very inconsistent. And I also want his dribbling to be good too, because if his dribbling is good, then I can do those small little intricate touches that I need to do in order for me to open up the space, right? Again, Neymar as a cam is very good because his dribbling is just so nice. No physical whatsoever, but his dribbling is incredibly nice. If you ever do those wide passes in behind, Griezmann and Mbappe will win from pace, but not physical, right? He'll never win a ball from physical. He'll only win it by outrunning the opposition, right? Griezmann can't really outrun opposition because 86 pace isn't enough against these like prime Rio Ferdinands and prime Laurent Blancs, because those guys will still catch up to him. But Mbappe, with his 90 or so pace, will sometimes still pass these guys. So, in terms of the midfield, this is actually an interesting one, and this is why I kind of noticed a little bit of a misbalance in the team, right? So, I have Laurent Blanc as a right center mid, Conte as a CDM, and then my left center mid is Martial. So, the reason why I did this is because, for me, in my center mids, I really don't like having players that can't shoot the ball, right? So when I have Laurent Blanc in the team, it's because he can shoot the ball. When I have people like Martial, it's because he can shoot the ball. Conte is a CDM, and in a way, so is Laurent Blanc, because of them both being medium-high. They're the defensive presence in the midfield, right? Conte's not that tall, so he's not going to win the ball that often in the air. But on the floor, he moves left and right really nicely. And this is because of the gameplay being good. So I have no idea what it's going to be like if I play this game during the daytime with Conte. His agility and balance is very good, and his acceleration and sprint speed is very good. So if I want to move left and right smoothly with him with good defensive stats, I can defend very nicely with him because he responds very nicely to what I want him to do, right? Laurent Blanc being in the right center mid side is awkward, though, and I will say that. The reason being is because medium-high work rates in that position, it just feels awkward, right? Because the runs that he makes are just awkward. Like, sometimes you want attacking runs, but then sometimes you don't. I feel like Martial has a very good balance of making the run and then not making the run. Because the thing that I've noticed with Martial is that, like, he has very good pace and physical presence to play in the midfield. He doesn't have any defensive stats, so we know that for a straight fact. But when your player has physical and pace, it's very, very nice to have in the midfield, because it kind of makes up for the lack of defensive stats because of those two stats in general, right? But Laurent Blanc on the side, I just didn't really feel like he moved that well on the team. But the reason why, that I used him in the team was because, again, I want a player who has a good attacking presence and defensive presence. I don't really know who else to use in Laurent Blanc's position unless I get someone that's very similar to Martial. And with these new FUT birthday cards that recently came out today, there's going to be a lot of experimentation to be done, right? But Martial actually played like a solid center mid, because I was playing this aggressive style of play where I was really, really attacking against my opposition, right? And when you play that style of play, it kind of opens you up to more fun in FIFA, right? Like, if you're being too defensive oriented, which, let's be honest, in Futchamps you have to be, because it's all about getting the win, and it's just so annoying, but whatever. In a 4-1-2-2 system where you have your center mids on balance and you have your tactics to be on freeform, it's just a ton of fun to just really try to attack someone and try to outscore them rather than just being super defensive and trying not to concede a goal. It was a lot of fun for me. At first, I was using the same team that I was using before, but I just got really bored with it. It's a very good team to use in the weekend league to get results, but it's like you guys said in the comments, man, I have to change the team for me to like remain interested in this game, right? The gameplay is the thing that throws me off of having fun and not having fun, because at nighttime I had a blast this game, and this is like this every single year, right? And I hope EA fixes this for next year's game or even this year's game. I had a blast playing. It was so much fun, very responsive. The players were moving left and right really nicely. It was beautiful. My defense consisted of Jordi Alba, Sergio Ramos, Eric Bailly, and Valencia. You guys know I love Eric Bailly and Valencia to the teeth. Jordi Alba was a ton of fun to use because he's so fast and agile, man. If someone sends in a crossfire post, he's probably going to be screwed, don't get me wrong. But on the ball and off the ball, he is so fast. Is he out of position? Don't worry, he's going to get back there really quickly. Sergio Ramos was a ton of fun to use. So he's a different type of center back, right? Because he's high medium work rate, so he's very aggressive when he's defending, right? So if you have pressure and aggression to be around like 67, 65, 63, 64 aggression, right? If you have that, players like Sergio Ramos will really put the pressure on opposition. The thing that I like about Sergio Ramos, and I'm not really sure what his stats are, so I'm actually going to check this out right now just to see exactly what it is. And I'm pretty sure it's good. Sergio Ramos must have good agility and balance, right? His agility is 79 with 60 balance, 75 acceleration, 77 sprint speed. So that's actually quite nice to have for a center back, right? Because he has good defensive stats, he has good physical stats, and he's quite decent at dribbling on the ball. His ball control, his reactions are very good. He has 80 composure. He was a ton of fun to use. High medium work rates was very interesting to me because it was different, right? When you use a high medium work rate player, you have to be aggressive with them. You can't play this style of not pushing forward with them, right? So it was a lot of fun to use him. It was a different type of card to use, so I did really enjoy using him in a team. I actually noticed this thing with freeform when you put it on your custom tactics, and I noticed this, and this can actually be a very good thing for you guys if you guys are interested in any of this. So basically, right, if you have your left backs and your right backs pushing forward, but you don't want them to push forward, it's going to happen anyways, right? So you have to be very mindful of these things, right? It's going to happen anyways. But the thing is, guys, is that I've noticed with freeform, there's players that occupy that space, right, when a player is missing. So a lot of the times when I was playing, right, I noticed that Laurent Blanc and Conte occupied the position of the fullback when the fullback was gone, right? So basically, right, if I had always overlap on my fullbacks, which is another thing I did, which was a ton of fun to use. I love when my fullbacks push up. Again, I love FIFA when it's just, you can play any style and it doesn't matter. You don't have to really think about the win or whatever. You don't have to play the Futchamps meta of wasting time and being super defensive. I had a lot of fun just having fullbacks that were attacking and having that extra presence on the attack. It was very nice for me, right? But it wasn't even just that. When they pushed up, when they were countering against me, the players in the CDM position occupied the role of the fullback position. So this could be seen as a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because if your CDMs are occupying the role of a fullback, then you're not going to really have CDMs. You're going to have to push attackers that you had. So let's just say, for instance, you had Laurent Blanc and Conte occupying the fullback sides. You would need Martial to push back in order for you to have someone in the midfield to have that defensive presence in the midfield, because when you defend in this game, majority of the times that you defend, you're actually using your midfield more than you're actually using your defenders, right? So it was really interesting to me that when I was using freeform, because this barely happens on organized, right? When I was using freeform, if a player was caught out of position in the fullback area, a midfielder would go and occupy that role. So I had a lot of fun with that concept, right? And again, the always overlap thing, really fun tactics to use. I think if I play Futchamps, I might keep it on balanced. I might not necessarily use it on always overlap, because if I have it on balance, there might be a very good balance there of attacking and defending with your team with those tactics set. The strikers, I'm trying to figure out which instructions work best for it, because sometimes I don't want them to completely be in the box. I want them to be around each other to make those short passes, right? Because I don't like when the players are forcing this play inside the box when I'm building up the play in the middle. Sometimes it's good, right? In this situation here, you see the striker run away from me. I don't really want that often, right? So I'm just trying to figure out the instruction to the strikers. I'm trying to figure out if a false 9 would work out better, so that they kind of play more like a midfielder and try to pass the ball amongst each other better, right? So it's something that I need to adjust and see, because it's very situational, right? When you're in your own defensive third and you're pushing forward, you kind of want your players to make those runs in behind, because if you have your two strikers pushing out wide when you have your left center mid or your fullback, and they're making the runs in behind as the strikers, it's really nice to have. But it's when I'm striking and when I'm pushing forward with the strikers, I don't want them to be completely aggressive pushing forward at times, depending on the situation, right? Because it just doesn't really work out for me, right? It's just the way that I play. I want my players to be close to me most of the time, so that when I'm making these passing plays, I can kind of like you know, orchestrate the attack, essentially, right? When my players are making those runs, they're just running away from me, and it does get quite annoying at times. So that is going to be it for the tournament, guys. We did end up winning the Carlos Vela card. I'm sorry that I didn't do it for the Jordan Lukaku card. I will probably be trading this card in towards a PTG SBC if that is a thing, but I hope you guys enjoy the rewards. So, basically, we have a new team the week out. We're going to go see who are the possibilities that we can pack in this game. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off over here. There we go. Okay, so we've got Petr Cech, who doesn't have any player details because that's his base. Well, not his base, but that's his actual card stats from his goalkeeper. Aurier. Serge Aurier actually looks like a good card. He actually might be expensive right now. 99k is actually not bad for this card. 45k. That's interesting. Actually, he looks like an interesting option, to be honest. Spurs too, so you can actually do a lot with that as well. Carlos Vela, Batshuayi. Batshuayi just keeps getting upgraded. He looks like he's a sick card nowadays. His acceleration is low, but his agility and balance is good. Composure is very good. There's good finishing, and he has a 4-star weak foot, so can't go wrong with that. Paulo Dybala. 3-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Very good at everything, but the lack of physical and the weak foot being poor as well. But he looks like he's a lot of fun to use. Frank Ribéry. Looks like he has a decent card. Yeah, it's not terrible. I think he has a 5-star somewhere too, right? 5-star skill moves. Is this Iturraspe or Garcia? Garcia. 80 finishing with 86 composure, but his pace is absolutely awful. Rashford. Rashford's card looks pretty cool. So he has 86 dribbling, so that is 95 agility with 82 balance. 95 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, 78 composure, 88 finishing. Definitely think they should give his composure a little bit more, just to make him a tad bit more usable in a team. 78 is usable, but like not really. I wish composure was completely removed. I wish it was just based off of the finishing stat. Personally, I think that's pretty much it. And then we got Mandanda here, who's got some decent stats, but honestly, in this game, if you're not using De Gea and farming, you're screwing yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and open our packs and see what we get. Hopefully it's not terrible cards. Alright, let's start with the first one. Some of these packs, the reason why there's more of them is because I did a draft just before this, and I actually got a Jumbo Rare Players pack. I haven't gotten one in so long, but I did get one for today's video, so we're good on that. So let's see who we get. Alright, so that's flat, so nothing's going to be in this. I think there's still a possibility to get Gabriel Jesus. Oh wait, but Gabriel Jesus is 83 now. I don't know if he actually counts as a walkout now. Pretty awful pack here. We'll send all of these to the transfer list here. Put this bad boy there too. There we go. Oh, I already got the Jumbo Perez Players pack. Yeah, okay. Oh wait, I have 3. I have 3 of these bad boys to open. Let's go. Let's see who we can get. No inform. Mane. Koulibaly. That's not bad. 84 rated, so he's going to cost, I think, 10k right now because of the SBCs that recently came out. So that's okay. That's not too bad. Not a very good 100k pack in general. PTG cards. Are PTG cards still in packs, guys? I don't know if they are. 83 rated as well, so that's pretty good. We'll actually send... I think we're going to send them to the club, because actually, I don't know if I'm going to do those SBCs. We'll see. We'll send most of these guys to the club. Put Paulinho in there, too. I'm going to assume that's like one of the drafts, I would say. Because of poor pack luck. Let's see what else we get. No boards in this one. Wow. That's not good. Gotze. Castro. 82 rated, the highest one, eh? That's going to be low. That's going to be very low. Oh, that is disgusting. Ugh. That's awful. Oh, God. Keep these. No boards from the 100K. That's a little bit off. A little bit off. Oh, we got boards this time at least. No inform. And it's, oh, it's Alaba. That's pretty good, actually. There we go. That's a good pack pull. I think he's, I don't know how much he costs nowadays. He might be like 70K-ish. That's pretty good. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Okay. Changing up the pace a little bit, you know? I like it, I like it. We're changing up the pace a bit. David Alba's not a bad one. How much does he cost nowadays, stream on the Xbox? 30K? He's 30K nowadays? That's cheap, man. You know what? I actually think you're right that he's 30K. 86 rated is really good, though, so we can actually get some really good players in this. Maybe some informs, you never know. Because I think they give you the highest rated one. Pretty sure they give you the highest rated one. 30K is really low, though. Well, I mean, like, is it worth, like, the Futchamps stress? Probably not. So far, not so much. Let's see what else we get in this pack. Oh, we actually got a PTG card. Nice. Not a crazy good one, but still a PTG card. Can't go wrong with that. I'd actually would have preferred for that to be the walkout, if anything, because it makes it a little bit more exciting, right? When it's Alaba, it's like, Bertrand's a little bit more exciting. Although I don't think he's going to get any informs anytime soon. He's 15K right now, though. That's not too bad. A couple of 83s in here, too. So we'll go ahead and put that on the transfer list. We'll put these guys on the transfer list. And now for the big boy packs. This is for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen, okay? If you see Argentina, you know you're gonna freak out. Spain striker Rodrigo. He actually has really cool stat upgrades. He actually looks like he has pretty cool stat upgrades. 94 pace, but we have to look at the specifics after. Actually, this pack's gonna be really bad because if 83 is the highest rated, this is gonna be a really bad pack. I think this is gonna be a very bad pack. We'll see though. We'll see. These are the ones we wait for. The anticipation. How much does the Rodrigo cost? We need some logic in here, you know? What else do we get in this? Let's see. Okay, so this is a really bad pack. Like, really, really bad. Chester and Nacho. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. How much does he cost? Does he cost any money? So he's like 20K. Okay. Now the last pack. Carlos Vela? I feel like a lot of people would have packed him. 84 rate is not too high, so... yeah. Hmm. That is